Hey guys, so it's Tuesday morning the 2nd, and I just did my morning video. I'm just going to call this my midday video. There are a few points that I didn't quite make, that I was hoping to make along the way there. So, and basically all I'm going to be doing is walking tail on the highway, which usually just means all I do is walk, and there's not many stories to tell anyway. But the first thing I wanted to tell you is you can see the sun's kind of coming out behind me. I just took a picture. I'm 180 miles from Flagstaff, I think 370 from Kingman. Kingman's towards the Arizona-Nevada border. I know people are concerned about it weather-wise, but I think today, while it's raining in Flagstaff and Holbrook's like the next big town where I'll be spending the night when I get there. So I should be okay weather-wise today, so anybody that's concerned and worried about me there, don't sweat it. I appreciate the worry, but I think we'll be okay. Plus I got ponchos for me, my bag, and my trolley. Here's an interesting thing. So October 2nd, you may notice I'm not wearing one of my bright yellow green shirts, and I'm wearing my Bureau of Indian Affairs shirt given to me by Nathan Lilly. And it's the first time on my journey that I've walked without wearing one of my little safety yellow shirts, safety green, whatever they call them. Here's a few other things for you that I want to touch on. So, good news and bad news. Good news is, believe it or not, the Dr. Phil show called me yesterday. The bad news is that they were calling to offer me tickets to be a member of the audience in LA, which certainly would have done. The problem is they're not taping the day that I'll be in LA. They tape a week before and a week after. So that part's out. But talking of media, again, I know a lot of you folks want to help me support or spread the point the thumb message. And I wanted to kind of give you an update because we're running out of time in terms of, major players. Along the way today, we're going to be walking along in some towns that are smaller. I don't have it in front of me right now, but if you were to go look on a map of Route 40 and see some towns just across the Arizona border, I think Lupton is the first town. Eventually, the next day will probably be Sanders. I don't know what their small papers are, if any, if you guys want to reach out to them. But the next big cities for any media market, if you guys want to reach out and help me spread the message, is Flagstaff, Arizona, which I'll definitely be in. Also, that's loud. Got a couple of invites down in Phoenix. So I think I'm going to detour south to Phoenix. Compliments of a ride. I don't think I could walk to Phoenix and back and still make my deadline. But some folks have said, hey, we'd love to have you come down here and meet the family, and so I'll be in Phoenix as well. And then from there, of course, I'll be finishing in Los Angeles. So, like I said, it was pretty neat to get a voicemail from the Dr. Phil show, but it was just to be a member of the audience. I asked, is there a way to, talk to them about the story? And like everything else, they said she couldn't pass any information on. There's a website with kind of, you want to be on the guest on the show links. So if you guys would like to go and post any clips that you like from the journey or anything about the story, I'm not sure what topics or what you would call it, but I guess there's a link for that the producers will review. And I guess just like the local news coverage, I found out, I guess, it just takes one producer to go, hey, I think there's a story there. And I guess like everything else, they probably research it and then pitch it to Dr. Phil to determine what's going on air and so forth. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to be heading out to LA as well. So if you guys, wow, there are are they wild horses? I can't tell. My eyesight's gone and I'm colorblind. But there's two big animals out there. I don't know if they're elk. I know there's a lot of elk around here. Out in the fields. Anyway, so like I said, guys, if you want to help out, if you want to reach out, if you want to tell Ellen DeGeneres to have her folks come and pie face me when I'm walking through LA, I'm good for any of it. So I just really would love an opportunity to be able to spread the point the thumb message. I know I've been lax. I've been working with Scott We have a kind of a private group, and some folks on the call last week had asked me to put up some information. I haven't forgotten about that, guys. I just, Scott has his own business and has been super busy, and I'm trying to get together with him to make that happen. So anyway, that's kind of my game plan for the day. As I said, if you want to reach out, sometimes it's great to get coverage in some of the smaller papers, especially before I get into town. I don't know what's ahead of me. Sometimes these towns are flourishing towns. Other times it's literally just a post office and a mini mart sometimes. So anyway, I think I'll be crossing over the border today from New Mexico into Arizona. I think the first town is Lupton. That should be there by late afternoon. And there's a couple, I'll be walking through Lupton. Another rest area up ahead, which I'm looking forward to. That's going to be my kind of halfway point. And as I said, I'm going to just keep walking through the night. I'm going to rest a couple hours here and there. I just discovered that look, if I'm going to sit up, listen to every noise while trying to go to sleep out here, I might as well keep walking. So there's a little bit of update on that. So anyway, thanks for following, guys. I truly appreciate it. This morning's video was kind of neat. Since I met Robert, he broke out into the national anthem. I had some thoughts. Again, I'm not trying to, anybody's willing to do what they want to do with their money. It's their money. I just don't understand. I shouldn't say understand, I guess I do understand it. Just frustrating when I'd like to raise some money for some good. And, we throw so much money into politics, so much money. It's ungodly. And then the other observation I've had, and that's what I've been trying to share with you, I mean, in the last 24 hours, literally, I've met Frida, who was essentially homeless for a day. I met Robert, who's essentially homeless. Yesterday I saw a situation where it was raining, and there was a couple hanging out under a eave, just trying to stay dry. They weren't bothering anybody. They were behind a air conditioning compressor or something, behind a business. I had to tell them to leave. They were just trying to stay dry. I'm not saying that people shouldn't have told them to leave. Just an observation that, there's a lot of people as I've come out this journey. It's been really eye-opening to me how many folks are truly, homeless, and that goes to the big cities too. People living under the bridges and everything else. It's kind of sad. That's the thought I've been having, for the last 24 hours, permeating through me. But my kids, Landon said, just the greatest thing to me last night. I'll be home in 4 weeks. Again, thank you for your support. If you guys can reach out to the smaller towns, or you reach out to Flagstaff and Phoenix and LA, if you want me to talk to anybody and spread the message, I'd be more than happy to. I love you all. It's just so you know, it's damp right now, 53 degrees as I'm leaving Gallup, New Mexico. So certainly not warm, but and I'm wearing my blue shirt today. I don't even have a yellow shirt on my bag back here. See my little bag? Usually I have a yellow shirt on that thing, but I didn't want to dig one out. The truth is I gave a yellow shirt to Robert to keep him warm. He didn't have a whole lot on. So I had a yellow shirt, but I gave it to Robert to stay warm. Anyway, so just like I said, I want to update you with the whereabouts, the media, the good and the bad news about the Dr. Phil show. And it's 3.5 weeks away now, right? Today's Tuesday. I hope to be in LA that Thursday night. That's the plan. Somebody from back home is flying in. It'd be nice to see a familiar face. A lot of people have stood by me through this. There's still a lot of unknown ahead, but we'll get through it. I appreciate the support and the belief. And then that night I'll be on the Ben Maller show. At least stopping by. I'm not going to say me on it, but I'll stop by and say hello to the guys. That'll be the night of the 25th into the 26th. Is that it? The Thursday night into the Friday. Their show goes from, on the West Coast, 11 to 3 in the morning out there. So I'll stop by, say hi to the guys, and then I think my final walk to the Santa Monica Pier will be late morning. About 3 miles will be the walk, and that's about it. So love you guys. Thanks for following. Also, I'm probably going to try to live stream maybe the last mile. That's about 20 minutes. I was going to reach out to Brad. I don't know anything about GoPros. I was going to see if maybe if you guys as family and following want to take part in it. But I don't think a GoPro I could live stream. I'd kind of like you guys to kind of be there with me, you know, to those that want to be. I'm not saying there's going to be thousands and thousands of people, but if there's 10 or 12, 20 people that have been following me and want to be part of it, that last mile, I might do just what I'm doing right now. Although it won't be very exciting. It's gonna be me walking, but we'll see. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for following. I'll be crossing from New Mexico over to Arizona. Then I've got Arizona. I believe I touch a tip, just literally the tip of Nevada, kind of the same way I did the tip of Kansas. I think it was only about 12 or 13 miles in Kansas. I'm not sure how much Nevada is going to be, and then California. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye now.